Hey everybody, I got a devotional thought for you today. I wanted to apologize to start off with, though, for not getting one of these out last week. Being sick, I didn't feel like I had any time to prep to get one of these out. So if you think that maybe you missed last week's devotional, you did, because everybody else did too. That was on me. So I am still always and eternally grateful that we have the opportunity to present these type of things through technology. So to reach out to you guys, especially those of you that are still at home, taking care of yourselves during this time. So I don't want you to feel like you missed out or that I'm keeping something from you. Didn't happen. I was sick. So I do have a thought, though, I want to share with you this week. I found this psalm when I was doing research for Sunday. And if you're here Sunday, or if you watch this upcoming Sunday's sermon, we're going to talk about sacrifices. And this is one of the verses that kind of came up as I was doing some research on sacrifice. And it doesn't have a lot to do with what I want to talk about Sunday, but it's still such a good passage that I really wanted to share it with you guys. So this comes from Psalm 51, and we're going to read 15 through 19, the end of the chapter. Okay? So Psalm 51:15. O Lord, open my lips, and my mouth will declare your praise, for you have no delight in sacrifice. If I were to give a burnt offering, you would not be pleased. The sacrifice acceptable to God is a broken spirit. A broken and contrite heart, O God, you will not despise. Do good to Zion in your good pleasure. Rebuild the walls of Jerusalem. Then you will delight in the right sacrifices, in burnt offerings and whole burnt offerings. Then bulls will be offered on your altar. I liked this verse as I was going through it because it talks about that even if I were to make a sacrifice, which was common at this time in the Jewish community, in these Hebrews' lives, even if I were to make a sacrifice, Lord, you wouldn't want it. This speaks to the idea that it's not about the actions that you do, it's about the attitude that you have. And we talked a little bit about that last week on Sunday, just about making sure that giving God what's really God's, and that's our true and dedicated heart. I like this verse because David, or whoever the psalmist is in this, says very specifically, you wouldn't even want what I have to offer. I can bring you my heart, but there's no point. It's not a good heart. It's not a clean heart. It's not a heart worthy of coming to you. And the verses then towards the end where it talks about rebuild the walls of Jerusalem, be good to Zion. What is being spoken of here is, you gotta get your heart right. If we rebuild the walls, if we get Jerusalem set back up, then we'll all be in the right place. It's the same for us today. We're not as concerned about what Jerusalem looks like as it comes to our faith, but your own faith. People, we come up against hard things all the time that knock down our walls. We get hit hard, we get knocked off of where we want to be, and we have crumbled in our faith. It happens to all of us from time to time. And the author here, the psalmist says, all I got to do is rebuild what I have, and then I'll have a heart ready for you. Build up your faith. If your faith has crumbled, if you've come up against something that you didn't know how to deal with and it has shaken your world, go back to square one. Start with that very first thing. Because even if you're doing all the right things, even if you're going through the motions of, I'm going to go to church, I'm going to read my Bible, I'm going to pray for everybody I have to pray for, but if your heart's not in it, it's not even worth your time. Your heart needs to be in it. These walls of Jerusalem that need rebuilt are a metaphor for the walls of your faith. All the psalmist is really praying for here is not about a sacrifice or dedicating his life to it. He's begging God, God, help me rebuild my faith. Help me rebuild what's important, because once my faith is rebuilt, then I can praise you the way that you want to be praised. Like I said, people, we've all been at that dark point. We've all been at that hard time. And if you are sitting there at home and you're saying to yourself, yes, I am at that dark point, or I've been at that dark point, You know what it takes. A lot of times we can't do it on our own. We need God to come in and help rebuild our walls. So I want to encourage you. Don't worry about your commitments or your jumping through the hoops or your task list for God that you're supposed to do. Because if you're doing all those with a broken heart, it's not going to be worth it to God. Let's work on you. Work on your faith. Work on your own walls. And if you can't do it by yourself, pray for God's help. That's what he's there for. That's why God loves us so much. Our faith can get shattered, and God can help us rebuild that faith. The very faith that we have in him can be rebuilt by him. So I want to encourage you all. Pray for your faith. Build your faith up strong so that then, and only then, can you really have the kind of heart that God is looking for in his sacrifice. Hey, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. As always, continue to share the videos, subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm going to try something new. I'm going to put a box somewhere on this screen, I'm not sure where it'll be yet, that will be an opportunity to subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm just kind of hoping that would, by doing that, you click on that, it might show you another video. I'm not sure how it'll work. It's all new to me as well, but if you can subscribe to that YouTube channel, then I know that you are at least getting these sent to you or messaged when these videos are coming up, because we still value you as a member. No matter who you are, even if you've never set foot in this building and you don't even know anybody here, you are just found these videos, I want you to know that even though you found those videos, you're a part of our congregation and you matter to us. So I want to make sure that you're getting the most you can out of God and that I'm helping you any way I can. So thank you guys again. Hit the subscribe wherever it is. I don't know. But yeah, if not, we will see you guys on Sunday for another sermon. Thank you all so much. God bless.